Hey guys, it's Andy here, and welcome to another episode of Deck Doctor. This is a Simic Merfolk deck that was posted by one Roman Legin. I'll just touch over the main deck here, and then we'll see what I did to the deck. So to start off Roman's lineup, we're running a 4 of Jade Bearer, comes in, put a +1 counter on another target Merfolk you control. A 4 of Kamina Speaker, which is a 2/2 if you have another Merfolk or an island. A 4 of Mistcloak Herald, which is for 1 blue, a 1/1 unblockable. Simic Merfolk Lord, other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. Silver Gill Adept in a 4 of. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. As an additional cost to play it, you reveal a Merfolk card from your hand, or else you pay 3. So a lot of times it's for 2 or 2/1. Merfolk Branchwalker, just a little bit of Explorer in the deck at a 2 cost. A 3 of Deep Root Elite, which is whenever another Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control, you can put a +1 counter on target Merfolk you control. A 4 of River Sneak, which is an unblockable 1/1 that gets +1/+1 whenever a Merfolk enters the battlefield. A 4 of Deep Root Waters, which is for 3. It's an enchantment that whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, you get a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with hexproof. A couple of copies of Song of Freyleys, which is a saga with the first 2 ticks giving your creatures the ability to tap for any color mana, and the last tick is you put a +1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible until end of turn, so that's a bit of cool tech. A single copy of Tempest Caller, which taps all your opponent's creatures when it enters the battlefield. And 2 copies of Kamina, which has a lot of abilities. You make it unblockable, or you can tap 3 to draw a card, or you can tap 5 Merfolks to put a +1 counter on each Merfolk you control. Card's insane. I love that card. Touching on the land base here, he's running a 4 of Hinterland Harbor, running a 4 of Unclaimed Territory, 4 islands, single copy of Woodland Stream, and 7 forests. So let's see what I do with the deck. Again, I wasn't sure what he wanted to do with it, but this is where I ended up with it. So keeping with the 4 of the Mistbinder, going to a 4 of Deep Root Elite because we want more Anthem effects in the deck, and it's a pseudo Anthem. Keeping with a little bit of Explore in the Merfolk Branchwalker, but we're also adding her big sister Jade Light Ranger, which comes in, explores twice. That Explore Twice trigger is insanely good, and it's Merfolk Tribal. We're obviously going to be running it in this deck, and with the improved land base, it's more likely that you're going to be able to play this on turn 3. Keeping with the 4 of Kamina's Speaker and the 4 of Silvergill Adept, again, they're just too solid to bother getting rid of them. I did drop down to a 3 of Mistcloak and a 3 of Jade Bearer, because we don't want to be drawing just 1-drops all the time. If you wanted to stick with the lot of 1-drops, you could be running Beast Whisperers, which you draw a card whenever you play a creature spell. It's something that I actually run in my Merfolk deck, and it's worked insanely well, so that's something that I would advise also. We have kept the 2 copies of Song of Freyleys. I love this card as a finisher in this deck. It's awesome. Going into the new set, Simic Ascendancy is a card that I'm trying to break as well, and I feel like Song of Freyleys is going to have a big part in that. I did drop it down to 2 copies of Deep Root Waters because it's not exactly an optimal turn 3 play, whereas something like Jade Light, the turn you play it, it does something. So playing that on turn 3 kind of feels like a bit of a letdown, nearly. Obviously, the value you get out of it can be great, and if that's what you want to do with the deck, put in more, but I wouldn't run a full 4 of. I think the 2 of is a good number here. The 2 copies of Kamina is good. You might want to bump it up to a 3rd, but I did want to be running 2 copies of the Tempest Caller, tapping all your opponent's creatures to let you swing in for lethal. It's a great finisher in this deck. If you play on Magic Arena, a lot of the times the more competitive Merfolk decks run Sleep, which is a huge pain in the ass. That's also in the sideboard, which is great. Looking at the other combat tricks, I did take out the River Sneaks to put in 3 Merfolk Tricksters in the main board. So it's for 2 blue, 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. Its ability to flash in, tap an opponent's creature down, and have it lose all its abilities until end of turn is just awesome. It's such a good card. Touching on the land base, didn't change a whole lot, but with the new set coming out, we are having Breeding Pool come out. When that's all we need. All we need is Breeding Pool. So Hinterland still running in a 4 of, still running a 4 of the Unclaimed Territory. The Breeding Pool is going to shore up the land base a lot. You don't need to have any more of that the tap land. And then it's just a 4 of Forest and a 4 of Island. Just touching over the sideboard. Again, it's put together, but it should do the job. Dive Down. A lot of people will complain that this isn't in the main board. It's in the sideboard. It's a pseudo counterspell a lot of the time. For 1 at instant speed, 0/3 and hexproof is awesome. 3 copies of Negate to target non-creature spell. Admiral's Order and a 2 of. Answer to Settle the Wreckage. Selective Snare for the token matchups or other tribal matchups. Here's the other 2 copies of Sleep. If that's what you want to go up against, if you're going against aggro, it's a good finisher. And Sorcerer's Spyglass in a 3 of for the Planeswalker matchups. That is my improved version of Roman Legion's Simic Merfolk deck. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck, Roman. Let me know in the comments. If anybody wants to submit a deck, to the Deck Doctor series, just do it in the comments. Let me know what you want done with the deck and submit the list down the bottom. Obviously, with Ravnica Legions coming out, Simic's going to get a whole lot of new toys, and I can't wait to see how this deck improves from then. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to see new videos as they were released. If you like what I do and you want to support the channel, you can throw me $1 on my Patreon at patreon.com/ZandersQuest. And I will see you guys in the next video. Keep questing, guys.